Is Bering Yachts now officially in the catamaran business?
Yes, we are.
Is this a real Explorer catamaran?
Yes, it is.
We are at the keel laying ceremony of the very first hull number 1 Bering 60 catamaran.
Wow, this is a game changer.
It's different.
Welcome to the Palm Beach International Boat Show, to our Bering Yachts booth right here. And this is, what is this, Alexei?
This is our new creation. It's Bering 165.
165.
165.
So this would be the flagship.
Yes.
Once it's in the build.
Yes. You see, it's a crossover. It's Mediterranean style with the open back, with a big swimming pool. However, it's easily can be converted and carry 2 big tenders and massive toys, submarine.
So
everything
Bering is going bigger.
We get pulled in this league, but our soul with the smaller boats under 24 meters.
We're still going strong with that.
We're still going strong, and I think we'll get stronger in this area. And it's why we came up with Cat.
So let's talk about the Bering catamarans.
Let's talk.
Welcome to the windy, freezing cold Bahamas. Not exactly what we thought this trip is going to be like. And that takes us to an important point that you just never know. And even in the places like the Bahamas, which are mostly just idyllic and scenic, just stunningly calm, sometimes you just get this kind of weather. It's in the cards, it's dealt, and we have this.
We got 30 knots sustained wind.
35, I think, in between.
Gusts
the gusts.
35 to 40.
Yep.
And I think we have 9 footers out there. And it's about 5-6 footers here in a protected anchorage.
We're not afraid because we're going out there today moving anchorages on Bering 92. So we're not scared. We're like, whatever, 8-9 footers, bring it on, we'll deal with it. But this is exactly why Bering thought, we probably need to be making some Explorer catamarans.
This idea kind of slowly grew inside. We're not like opposing cats because Bering Marines is actually cats. It's a next generation cats, but it's still a multi-hulls. And I think multi-hull is a great idea for certain purposes. Bahamas, Mediterranean is a great, predominantly calm waters, and it's vast. So you still have to have range. And of course, we bring in our cats, we bring Bering comfort. Silence, vibration free, all metal, same ideas of fire safety and capability, and it's displacement cats. They're not that fast. They go up to 15 knots, and we come up with the 2 models, Bering 60 Cat, 1 under construction, and 2 in the process of ordering, and the second model is Bering 80 Cat. It's a giant, it's much bigger than Bering 88. Even Bering 60 Cat is a massive cat. When we conceived the concept, I didn't realize how vast this boat is. We've been able to fit 6 cabins in max capacity, massive salon over 600 square feet, and the second salon combined with the helm upwards. And we have options for the helm to be on main level or upper level, enclosed flybridge or open flybridge. So all different variations, and we can have 4 cabins plus storage, and we can have crew plus 4 cabins, crew plus 5 cabins. It's very versatile.
Well, we're going to talk about the layouts in a moment and show you guys in a calmness of interior and show you what it's like.
Speaking of shift and change, I think the 60 already grew a couple of feet.
Yeah, is it still a 60?
No, it's 62.
Safe to assume it might be an 82?
I see a pattern there.
There's a pattern, there's a pattern.
It has some unique details. For example, we keep a 2-story engine room and very low protected position of the prop, despite that the draft is 4.5 feet.
So perfect shallow draft boat.
It's perfect for Bahamas. We could have freedom here to use any anchorages, any passage.
Like here, we could have tacked in a lot closer if we had a less of a draft, and it would have been even calmer for us. So on the Cat, that's definitely the advantage, that you just can come in a little closer to shore and tuck in behind the landmass.
You can do night passages, you can do any anchorage of your choice. So you have a great freedom in Bahamas.
That's tremendous.
Speaking of that, like weather conditions like right now, where we right now maybe are restricted to go to like further in behind a second chain of islands or keys, with a catamaran, no problem at all. You just go further in, and yes, you still have the wind, but you don't have any wave activity at all. What do you see as the primary client for the Cats?
I think first it's a owner-operator. Because this boat is easy to owner-operate at fairly simple systems, accessible systems. You don't need to have a special knowledge, so you can operate. The boat is not heavy, it's 55-ton displacement, relatively not heavy. For the Cat, it's about double of displacement of similar fiberglass Cat. It's compact enough to be managed by couple. And I think another big perspective for this Cat is charter market, crew charter market, not the bareboat charter market, but crew charter. So we can have 5 staterooms plus crew, or 4 staterooms with queen size beds. We will see it on the layouts, but you can have up to 4 crew, 8 guests.
Wow.
Or any combination of guests and size of the cabins. Long-range cruises, because we have enough storage space on this Cat.
Yeah.
And we have a giant lazarette for the toys. It's a huge space where we can fit a lot of toys, diving equipment, kayaks, sea bobs, everything.
So technically it's the perfect charter platform.
It's a perfect charter platform, and this boat have a 3,000 miles plus range. You can cross the ocean, you can travel far and come back. You know, like good, solid
Step
up from many fiberglass boats. The philosophy behind this Cat is same as Bering. You know, like it's a safe, capable, function-wise. You can go side by side with Bering in any journey, any voyage. So it's keep up with the speed, with the range, with the capability to go through some elements, through bad weather.
Yeah.
And it's a metal craft. It's have all the fire safety, and we can do it also charter class, commercial charter class, if needed.
And actually, like most of the time in Victoria, we're on catamarans, and even when we were together
Yes.
in the Bahamas on a catamaran,
Yeah.
on a fiberglass construction, the biggest downside for me for catamarans is the belly slip.
Yeah.
How will the Bering catamaran be designed?
It's first of all, it's much taller tunnel, and we have stepped hull so that it's not flat belly, which usually have this negative effect of flaps, and also we have kind of like a third little like an
Like in the
entry,
center?
yeah, in the center, so it's kind of breaks there, and of course the air introduced there, so it's not the effect of when you stuck to the
Yeah.
wave. And
So the Bering Cats, in other words, is following kind of like the monohulls with a high freeboard.
high freeboard. It's very high, like on the lower level, our deck level as at the water level. And we have a panoramic window, so our deck is higher than traditional Cats by about 2.5 feet.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
And it allows to make a 2-story engine room, like on this boat, 92-footer. So we have, when we're standing above the engine,
Yep.
which is on the lower level, we have 6'2" headroom. Yes.
Question that everyone is thinking right now, too top heavy?
No. No.
No.
You know.
You just described a very tall boat.
First of all, because the Cats, you know, they relatively wider, and the metacentric height of the Cat is extremely high, so it means it's very stable. To turn this boat upside down, you have to incline it to incredible angle. We wanted all the storage space. We wanted tanks large enough to be
It's
transatlantic.
low center of gravity.
Yeah, it's very low center of gravity, and our metacentric height, if I'm not mistaken, around 4 meters, similar to any other Cats.
Yeah.
So it's predetermined stiffness in certain condition, but it's extremely safe as far as the stability. Sometimes if it's any problem, it's overly stable. That's what we usually complain about, that cats
True, because they're
overly
very
stable.
Yeah, they're very jerky
Yeah.
usually. So if you soften that out a little bit, actually would be a benefit.
We also want to see the effect, we will model it first, effect of the interceptors. With a certain speed, the interceptors may reduce the roll or sudden motion, I would say. It's maybe not reduce the angle of roll, but it will reduce the momentum of roll. That's what we're after. So we're pursuing the comfort.
So with Bering being steel hull, aluminum superstructure, everybody is asking us, why are you going full aluminum? Can you explain it to us?
Yes, I can explain it.
Okay, let's chat about that.
Why aluminum and not steel?
Not, yeah, I mean,
And fiberglass.
Fiberglass or steel?
For catamaran, the weight is a big issue. For monohulls, we need a heavier boat for comfort. For cat, it's a different story. So we were in search of the light material, but metal, and it's of course aluminum alloy. So it's drive the price up. However, it delivers all the good properties of the metal. It's strength, its abrasive resistance and durability. When all the galvanic issues are under control, the aluminum is perfect material for the light vessels. So that's why we choose aluminum and superstructure aluminum as well. We're not combining it with fiberglass. So for the fire safety, to make the boat quieter, better insulated, and to keep all the properties of Bering
Explorer Yacht.
Explorer Yachts.
What drove the decision on the range? 3,000 plus nautical miles at 10 knots?
At 10 knots, yes.
So if you're gonna go 8 knots, you're probably squeezing quite a bit more out of it.
Yeah, I think we will, very soon we will have a CFD, proper CFD, and we will have a graph, and you basically, like when you ask for the range, you can get the answer yourself.
See the real range.
It's a factor of speed, and it depends how fast you want to go.
Yeah.
That will dictate your range, basically. It's your desire. Your range is your desire only.
So for whoever doesn't know what CFD is, what does it mean?
CFD, it's a computer hydrodynamic studies.
Yeah, so theoretical or computer generated?
It's
numbers?
computer generated modeling, and it's extremely accurate these days because we cover a lot of factors, and it's in some ways it's better than pool testing. I think the accuracy is about 5%, and all our previous CFD confirm that it's accurate, so we can rely on this information. And of course, after we build and sea trial, we will have our actual information, which we will compare with the CFD.
So the 3,000 plus nautical miles, what was sort of the thought behind it? Why that number?
It's a transatlantic number because this is Bering, it's a Bering product, and we envision that Berings are going together in groups, in voyages and expeditions, and they should have the same capabilities, same range, same or close cruise speed, and same safety and same function. So then our largest Bering can travel with a 60 Cat, and it's not a notch less capable than a big boat.
Displacement. Is it too heavy?
The 60-ton displacement, it's more than average, I would say, for this size, for 60-footers. It's not necessarily LI for the Cat because it's, of course, slowing down. However, we want to keep the same comfort level for this boat like we
have right now with 35 knot winds and 45 gusts in between, and we're just standing here very comfortably having this conversation and in the shade of our cockpit.
The Cat, we do a lot of soundproofing, sound insulation, and it's a lot of fuel, it's a lot of machinery, and we have a lot of options for even sewer treatment plant. things which belongs to much bigger boats, we're packing in this boat because we position it as a global traveler. We're not pursuing speed. We're not trying to make this craft go 25 knots. We offer this craft with RENA Commercial Charter Class certification. It means that this boat comply with all the requirements, and you can charter it in most jurisdictions in the world. So, and it contributes some weight and additional equipment too. So
it's an option. It's something you can,
it's an
you
option.
can choose to
it's
do.
an option because if
you're not planning at all,
if you're
you
not
don't
planning
have to spend the money.
to use it for charter, then you don't need to spend this money. So
very cool to be able to have that.
Yeah.
So everyone is dying to know when we can film the first tour. People are saying like, hey, can you just go film that Bering catamaran? And I'm like, I know there's one in the build, but we can't even walk on it yet.
it just started, but I think we can walk on it in a few months, in like 4 months. We will be able to film it under construction, and on the water it probably will take a year, 15 months.
Okay, so here you
Soon.
guys heard it. Soon.
Soon.
We got so many messages and comments on our videos after you guys announced the catamaran on your channel. It's just people like, okay, are you guys going to talk about this? So, okay, this is it. We're talking about it. How many layouts do you have? It's 3?
No, it's more than 3. We have 4, 5, 6 stateroom layouts.
Okay.
And any combinations in any holes, like you can convert one of the staterooms into a storage room or extend it to a master cabin.
Sounds like it requires a separate conversation. Let's talk about the layouts.
At least we have 4, 5, and 6 stateroom layouts.
Okay, so we have...
And different variation of this layouts.
Do we have an owner's version?
Yeah, we have owner's version. It's what we building currently.
Okay.
So one sponson is owner's cabin plus storage, and the other sponson is 3 staterooms,
So
3 queen size.
So 4 cabin layout technically,
Yes.
plus storage room.
Yes.
But I think there's a different 4-cabin layout too, where you have 2 on each side, right?
Yes.
So the multiple versions of 4-cabin layout.
We have multiple
okay.
versions
Got
of, like we can have 2 masters and 2 cabins for crew, let's say.
Oh, that's the one you just talked about.
This is
No.
this layout which I just described.
Yep.
You can see it's a head, it's a walk-in wardrobe which you're
It's
passing.
huge.
So so then it's room just dedicated to the master, and you have a cabinets here as well. And don't forget, it's a panoramic windows. The windows here is like 3.5
Wow,
to 4
that big.
feet. Yeah, that big in a normal like position. They're right here. So they're like this TV basically, and they wrap around. You have same in your shower and all of these rooms, including the forward.
Even the
up to
storage
here.
room has a window?
Even storage room has a window because
That's amazing.
you know it's enormous storage room, but it's also a very good stateroom. So it could be 2 crew staterooms if you want, and 4 cabins here, or 2 cabins here, or 3 cabins here,
Yeah.
any sort of combination.
So we go up to what, 6 cabins?
6 cabins.
Okay.
Yes.
And that's
Yeah.
3 on each hall.
Yeah, 3 in each, and all in suite. You can see it's no wet heads. You know, it's all proper size heads. And this room accommodates maybe 2 crew or a couple and a kid. So many variations. So all the staterooms accessible from inside. You
Okay.
don't need to go through the hatch.
Yeah.
You don't need to go out to get in a stateroom, even for the crew. They're all accessible from inside.
Where was the crew cabin? Would it be
Here.
in the, okay,
Yeah.
would it be forward?
Yeah, forward.
Okay, forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and this is staircases. Forward.
What's the salon layout looks like, and do we have a... I like how you were gonna do this. I saw it. I almost did it. I almost did it.
You know, the scary thing that I'm doing it to the photographs, you know, and magazines.
And magazines. I happened to me before too.
It's so true.
And what is really maybe unique for this But we have a platform which goes up and down. So it's not going underwater. You can't launch the dinghy. However, you can use the crane to launch a dinghy from this platform. So and you can elevate it and bring it flush with the level of the main deck. So it's allow you to maximize the size of the cockpit by 2 meters by basically a 6.5 feet.
Yeah, that's great.
So, and you shift your big settee aft and you have a massive cockpit which compared, it's a 400 square feet cockpit.
It's huge.
So it's gigantic. You remember the beam of 88? So this is same.
Yeah, it's
but
huge.
it's
400 square foot cockpit. My first apartment on Melrose in LA was a 2-bedroom apartment, 1 bath, was 450 square foot.
I think we have close to 1,400 square feet of interior space. So
Yeah, that's pretty
combined.
impressive. It's pretty awesome for an Explorer
yes.
style
So-
catamaran.
I mean, the real reason why Bering and Alexei actually came up with the catamaran is not because there's such push on the catamaran market, there's such desire to buy catamarans. The real reason is when we met Alexei, we were actually looking at a power catamaran. He talked us into a monohull. And now fast forward 2 years, or a year and a half, 2 years, he just does it out of spite.
Just to mess with us.
Mess with
Since
us.
now we're so far in, we are done. Our feet are fully in there. We cannot get out. Now he's doing catamarans. See how it is.
This is incredible, really, absolutely
Well,
incredible.
who knows? Maybe we'll be the first 80.
Maybe, ooh,
I said it.
that is.
Yeah, the 80s in development.
Maybe we need to start developing a 70 as a
Oh,
step in
boy.
between.
All right, let's focus.
Oh, hang on, we didn't talk about the flybridge actually.
Oh yeah, what about the flybridge?
It's probably most option we have for the flybridge. First, we can have it open, with, of course, with the soft enclosure. You can have controls here. You don't need to have controls here. You can have a helm down, or both. It's up to you. And then we can enclose it with the windshield, which is glass, and with the proper windshield wipers and everything. So it's like enclosed this part, and then you can have a soft enclosure elsewhere.
Perfect.
So strata glass.
Yeah.
And then the third option, we can have a hard enclosure, including sliding door here. So it's kind of like a firm enclosure, it's permanent. Of course, we can have a sliding windows and sliding door. You can open it up to the fresh air, but it's permanently hard enclosed.
Yeah, that's perfect.
And you have a day head up there?
Yes, we have a day head. Pretty
On
good.
on the permanent enclosed one version, right?
Yeah, I think it's permanently or partially enclosed. It's a good room. We can have another kitchenette here.
Yeah.
It's a good
It's
settee.
huge.
You can, like high-low table, or you can have provision to have a sleeping place because it's a proper head. You can have occasional guests here. You can put gym equipment here.
Yeah, I'm
we
like, what
have
the heck
here.
is this? Is that a gym?
It's a treadmill or something like this, steps
Something.
or a rowing machine.
And then
something.
still you have a huge space on the boat deck.
Oh yeah. This is a boat
28
deck. So
square
we
meters.
have. You see here, this boat is William 520. It's a big diesel tender,
And that fits.
and it fits.
All right, let's talk about the engine room.
Rooms.
Rooms.
Before we talk about the engine room, Alexei, I have a couple of questions for you in terms of the bilge area, right? So tankage mostly is in the bilge. of
It's all
course.
in the bilge. You see, this is the center of buoyancy of this boat.
Oh, okay. Wow, it's really low.
It's center of buoyancy. It's not the center of
Gravity.
mass of
Yeah.
this boat, but it's where it's So the water pushed the boat, and the summary of this push is right here. Level of the fuel in the tank will not change our position. I mean, we will not get inclined.
Where would the floor be for me now, like to imagine? Where's the floor of the cabins?
The floor of the cabins is here.
The dotted line.
Yeah, the dotted line. This is floor. And the level, the full load line is right here, below the floor. This is the light load. So we are...
the other lines here.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So we are technically, we are somewhere in between, like we are 250, we are almost a foot higher than the water level when we're standing.
Wow. Do we have space for additional storage?
Yeah,
or
we
potential
have
little freezer
we
or
have
something?
space for additional storage forward here. It will be technical space if we need to add like some pumps, and like we're planning to put some water heaters and everything like out here because it's close to like simplify this system. This is the floor of the engine room. You see we are above the engine, and this is the space of the engine room. This level of the tunnel, the generator sits on the shelf here, as well as the batteries.
On the inboard side?
On both sides, symmetrical.
Yeah.
The engine room's identical, the sponson's identical. We have full set of everything in each sponson. The only thing, if the incinerator, it's optional equipment, the sewer treatment will be located in one of the engine room, and then the transfer will be from both tanks. So otherwise the fresh water and everything, it's kind of like it's all separate. Yeah, the ergonomics is very important, and because this is a very vast salon on the main deck, we decide to make it like larger headroom. It's 7.5, which is not common for
Super tall.
for this kind of craft.
So
another signature thing you see where the window is like 3 foot, more than 3 foot tall, and it started from your waist side. So when you're down below, you don't feel like you have a little tiny portholes. You're looking at the sky. No, you're above the sea level, and you're looking. Your panoramic view is in every room.
So the same level, or maybe even better than in the salon. Your visibility.
Your visibility is unobstructed, and your window is like normal window. It's a prime space. You're not in the bilge area.
It's true decks, right? Like so, the footroom of the main deck does not interfere in the headroom of the
flat.
cabins.
No.
Completely flat.
No,
True decks.
it's absolutely flat deck. We don't have any sort of like.
So
bumps with the
that
headroom.
gives you loads of more space in the salon, obviously, because you're not interfering in the headroom of the cabin.
Yeah.
So you have the full storage all
Full
around.
storage all around. Yes, absolutely
huge.
flat floor.
That's a game
massive.
changer.
That's a game changer.
We create something different. I never seen layout like this in tall, lower level deck, and this good headroom, and also this addition. You know, it's versatile. You know, if you travel, if family travel, this cockpit is plenty. It's up down, but it comes down on the level of the swim platform. You can keep a dinghy, jet ski there, and you can launch it with your crane. So because it's positioned right here, it's operate the full. Or you can lift it up, and in transportation mode, even if it's a rough sea, your dinghy will be safe here. And you can have 2 dinghies stored at the same time. This is a nice addition. You can keep it permanently. If you want to put some furniture here, you can keep it like this, and you have swim platforms on each sponson. This is your swim platform. So you can attach
the sugar
chairs.
scoops.
Yeah.
The sugar scoops are that big.
Yeah. The lazarette is huge right here.
I mean, this is a game changer, absolutely.
Usually I disagree with you, but
No, you don't. Well, guys, there you have it. That's the new Bering 60 Catamaran. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave us a nice comment. If you have any questions, put it in the comments below. We'll ask Alexi to help us to answer all the comments.
And there's some really good outtakes there. And if you want to see them, you need to join us on the Patreon.
bye.
Bye. Bye. No, it's Arctic Blast. We have an Arctic Blast to the whole country. Look at this guy! Look at this guy.
Where's he going?
He saw it coming and he didn't even save us. He just ran. I don't want you captaining my boat. You will be the first one off the boat.
Came all the way up to my pants. Look at this.
It's exactly what happened to me before.
And I just saw him. He's like, see ya. I was like, where's he going?
Didn't say anything.
Where's he going?
He just ran. What? What kind of friend are you?